what is good? What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Ferris Muthana, and welcome to another edition of Good Friends, Better Rivals. We are talking Giants, Cowboys. Week 1 is almost
It's week
upon us.
one, baby.
All right, it's not week 1 yet. Calm down.
It is week one. What are you talking
No,
about? It's week
it's
one.
not
It's
week.
literally week one. It is the week of the week one.
Oh yeah, there's a game this Thursday. There's a game
Hell
this
yeah, this
Thursday.
game is
Yeah, it
early.
is. Yeah, my bad. It is
We
week
did
1.
it.
It's week
Week
1.
one.
It's week 1. Yes, it is week 1. I'm sorry, dude. I'm a little out of it. Kind of getting some things together. But yes, it is week 1, Thursday. It's Bills Rams. Bills Rams. Josh Allen versus Matthew Stafford. Aaron Donald versus that entire Buffalo Bills defense. Cooper Kupp against Trey White if he comes back healthy. I don't think he is. I think he tore his ACL, so we're gonna wait a little bit. But there's that. So Bills Rams, but we don't care about Bills Rams because we're not talking Bills Rams. We're talking about Cowboys Giants. We may talk about a little Hard Knocks.
Is that what you got to say?
I was not gonna say Redskins. I would never say such a thing. Why would I say the Redskins?
I don't know.
The Redskins, dude.
Don't disrespect me. You started with an R. You sound like you were gonna say something with the R.
Redskins. The Redskins, bro?
Yeah.
Dude, don't disrespect me. I would never say that. It's the Commanders, bro. It's the Commanders. It's the Commanders. That's what it is. But first, let's talk about, like every week we kind of recap it. Hard Knocks. One of their second to last episode, it was the pre-cut episode where the people who may get cut, they focused on them this week. They focused on Craig Reynolds, David Blau, Easy, the left tackle, and Khalil Pimpleton. So like they're showing, so like the best part of the show was how they showed Aaron Glenn being angry that the offense is taking them to town, and he chastised the defense and saying, like, y'all need to get y'all stuff together. We need to move around, you know what I mean? And Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator, saying like, Aaron's telling them how we're whooping their ass. So we got to keep doing it because they're going to come after us in practice. And then they focused on that.
That's the weakest part of the Lions is their defense. Offense, they have some offensive talent, but defense just
exactly
a little weak.
Yeah, they have some offensive talent. They have Amon-Ra St. Brown, DeAndre Swift. Like Jared Goff is a fine quarterback if you give him enough help. He's a fine quarterback. TJ Hawkinson is blossoming. Iowa produces those tight ends like left and right. Three of they have him, Noah Fant, and George Kittle, to name a few. So there's that. So and Jameson Williams is coming back from the ACL. That's one thing I didn't like about the Hard Knocks is they didn't show me some Jameson Williams. Show me what he's going through. Like, did he not want to be a part of it? Did they want to keep him off the, kind of keep him like a secret weapon, basically? Like, we draft him like in the top 15, but he's like our weapon in the back. Yeah, rehabbing. But show me that. Well, show me him going, because rehabbing is an intense process. Like, show me that, like, these people. The reason I always say Hall of Fame careers are long. Are long careers, right? You gotta have a long career to be in the Hall of Fame. For my standard is, if you could play football for more than 10 years or 10 years plus, you were meant for this. If you break down over the last couple of years, you're not very good to me, because not everyone is supposed to last long in the NFL. It's like, I want to see Jameson Williams basically trying to prove, like, yeah, I tore my ACL, but I shall last long in the NFL. You know what I mean? Because of my mental toughness and my talent and my skill. I want to see more of Jason Williams. But, apparently we couldn't get him. But it's fine. It's fine. But the episode mostly focused on the cutting process. And they kind of give me a lot of moments with Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, just like, yo, what about this dude? Should we cut this dude? I don't know, man. That dude's really, really everything we like. I don't know. Let's cut this dude. Should we cut that dude? I know we're gonna be thin over here. Or do we want to carry 10 offensive linemen or 12 offensive linemen? And then Jake, their offensive line coach, Jake Flaherty, said, we'll keep 10. So like, we'll cut. We're gonna keep 10. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna cut Easy. They're gonna cut him. But then the one favorite moment was like, should we cut Craig Reynolds? They talk about Craig Reynolds, like, should we cut him? And people were like, I think we should. And then Brad Holmes was like, but if we cut him, we're cutting everything. We're cutting everything that we stand for. If we cut him, he is everything we look for in a player. He's a small town. Cootstown, a small town, a small school player. He fought for everything he had. Grit, Grit. Like Dan Campbell talks about grit. He's literally fought for everything. He was on multiple practice squads, Jacksonville, Washington, and now he came to Detroit. And he just keeps fighting and fighting for every rep he gets. So Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes are like, we can't cut Craig Reynolds. He's literally everything we preach. He's everything we preach. And then Deuce Staley, the running back, saying like, if we cut him, there's gonna be like a mutiny. People gonna be mad. You know what I mean? Because that proves to me like he's well liked. Everyone knows that he's the symbol of the team because he is it. Because like all these other Jameson Williams, Alabama, Aiden Hutchinson, Michigan, T.J. Hawkinson, Iowa. DeAndre Swift, Georgia. These are big, like their main guys are big school guys. But Craig Reynolds is everything they preach in. He's a small school guy, but he's fought for everything he's got. He's fought for everything. And that's what I like about that moment where we're like, if we cut him, we're basically saying what we're preaching is nothing. Because he's done everything right. He's done everything we ask of our star players.
Yeah.
And if we cut the player who's literally done everything that represents us, what are we talking to the star players? Star players can do whatever the hell they want then. Because everything I say is meaningless. When a coach's words become meaningless and they're tone deaf to it, you gotta leave the job because those players don't want to listen to you anymore. You know what I mean? Andy Reid in Philly, Philadelphia, they just got tired of Andy Reid. Not he was a bad coach, is that the message got stale. So he went to Kansas City and the message was refreshing because it's a new brand of players, a new situation. So that's what I like about that situation. There's a lot of Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell basically like stressing out. Like, who should we cut? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that was pretty nice.
part I really liked was the coaches. I mean, the players only practice. I really like when coaches do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because like if it's better when someone, if you're teaching someone and they have to teach it to someone else, they actually have to know what they're talking about, and it really
Mm-hmm.
shows who actually learned what you were teaching, and it helps them understand even better for themselves if they know how to teach it to someone else. So I really like that part of that practice.
I did too. Because like if players know what to do in practice, self-starters, self-starters, like do something. You know what I mean? I don't have to ask you to do it. You're going to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Self-starters, the backup quarterback, I believe Tim Boyle was the kind of like the offensive coordinator. So basically there's that.
And I mean, it just shows because on the when on game day, it's like most of the preparation that the coaches do, their jobs is during practice. That's what
Mm-hmm.
that's their job. On game day, it's about the players, and they got to know what they're doing. Because they got to rely on themselves. They can't, obviously they have the coach on the sideline calling them plays and telling them where you messed up and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. But you got to fix it on the field during crunch time when you're like down in the fourth quarter and you're having like hurry up offenses. You got to know what you're doing. You got to put the players in place, and you have to rely on each other in those moments.
Yeah. And literally like everything they're talking about is permanent in two players, Malcolm Rodriguez and Craig Reynolds. Malcolm Rodriguez, low round pick, fought for his job. Craig Reynolds, undrafted player, is fighting for a job. And you know what? And Malcolm in his case is looking like a starter. There's Calvin Shepard is talking about like you may start, you're gonna start, you may start. You know what I mean? But Malcolm Rodriguez is that's what Malcolm Rodriguez. Craig is just fighting. He's just fighting. He's grit. He's grit personified. So like I quite enjoy that as well. All right,
Yeah.
now let's get into the main topics of the day. We are talking Cowboys Giants previewing Week 1. The Giants face Tennessee, and the Cowboys face Tampa Bay. And the great words of Jimmy Johnson.
We'll say one thing right now. How about them Cowboys?
Let's talk
Hell
about
yeah.
it. Yeah, let's talk about it. So Week 1,
You want to
it's
go for the
Tampa
game
Bay.
first, or you want to get to news first?
Oh yeah, let's talk about your news. Let's talk about your news real quick. Yes, your
Okay.
news. You had some prominent news. You got a new left
Yeah.
tackle. Take us through
Yeah.
Jason Peters, honey.
Jason Peters, longtime rival of the Cowboys with Philadelphia, played with the Bears last season. He's 40 years old. He's pretty old. But we signed him onto our practice squad because obviously he wasn't in training camp this whole time. So we got to get in football shape. and he'll probably take about 2 to 3 weeks to do that on the practice squad. So obviously, we're not going to have him for those games. If he is going to be a starter, there's no telling if he will or not, or if he's just there for depth purposes. Um, obviously, in his right now, we're going to have Tyler Smith in that spot. But the biggest thing what he said coming when he was as being a free agent, he said he wanted to go to a team so he can pass on some knowledge and try to win a ring. And I think that's the most important part is the passing of knowledge part, because we got a young offensive line. We have a rookie left tackle, very young right tackle, young guard. We got some young guys on the offensive line, and his knowledge is going to be valuable. Because obviously Tyron's hurt, and he can do you can tell him this and that, but he can't be on the field with them because he's hurt.
Mm-hmm.
They need a guy on the field to be with them in the trenches, showing them how to do this and that. And I think Jason Peters is that guy that can do that for them. So that's the biggest thing for him is the passing on knowledge. Part of him, I think his veteran presence is just going to boost the offensive line a little bit. And so like I said, if he does get in shape and maybe Tyler Smith is not working out left tackle, he'll be put out there. And even though he's lost maybe a little step, but I mean, going from a 7-time Pro Bowl guy losing a little step, he's still got a lot left in there. That's still a pretty good amount, more than most guys have, even at the age of 40. And he didn't do too bad last year. I mean, he gave up 6 sacks, which is not great, but it was in the middle of the pack. And also he was playing with a shitty offensive line with the Bears, one of the worst offensive lines in the league right there. And offensive line has to work together. And if he's sitting there, have to worry about the guy playing next to him, and he can't rely on that guy, his own play is gonna falter. Because I've seen that with the Cowboys with like Tyron Smith when he has to go help out Connor Williams last year, and he kind of whiffs on his guy because he has to worry about 2 different things. I that kind of showed up last year with the Bears and what he was or was not able to do. But I think the biggest thing is that he only had 3 penalties last season, and that's the biggest problem with the Cowboys' offensive line is they cause a lot of penalties. And if this is a guy that doesn't really do that, doesn't have that problem, that's definitely a big help. But yeah, like I said, for now, we're gonna have Tyler Smith out there, which they gave him some reps at tackle, but they didn't. So hopefully these 2
He's
weeks
playing
leading
left
up
tackle.
to this, yeah, but hopefully these 2 weeks leading up to the game, I hope that's enough. I hope that's enough, and I really hope he's ready. Because I mean, obviously Jason Peters is not going to be there for these few weeks, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and speaking of Tyler Smith's biggest problem in college was told he was a little grabby. He was grabby at tackle, so like that's what people like. You move him to guard, where in guard you can grab a little and get away with it. I mean, you can grab, it's like that happens all the time. But yeah, so Tyler Smith's playing left tackle. Connor McGovern is left guard.
Yep.
And then we have Taylor
Tyler Biadasz at center.
And then you got
Zach
Martin
Martin, and then
Terrence
Terrence
Steele.
Steele.
So you put the best guard on the side with the weakest tackle, but so they're basically saying Terrence Steele's the weaker of the tackles, if you think about it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, he is the weaker of the tackles.
But so like they probably so they're saying like Tyler Smith is more is better than Terrence Steele basically.
Well, I mean, he probably has more, but not right now, obviously, because he's a rookie and he hasn't been practicing. So right now, Terrence Steele is
Shout out to
a
Davon.
solid guy.
Shout out to you, Davon. Yep. Hashtag GFBR. And there's Ravens online. Gatekeeper's our biggest hater.
Why?
I know he's our hater. I love it. Love it. hate. Buck nasty. Continue, Caleb.
But for now he's our strongest tackle till Tyler Smith. Tyler Smith has potential to be obviously better than him because he was drafted that way. He's a first rounder. So the hope is that he will be better. But as of now, I mean, he's solid. I mean, I think Terrence Steele is solid.
So let's keep moving, Caleb. Any other news on the Cowboys front before we get into this? This
Not really. Just they're just getting ready. That's great. Let's just get ready for week 1, baby.
Yep. All right. Let's talk about week 1. I'm gonna bring up the schedule. Shout out to blogging with the boys. I took this. I took their image.
Oh, you want to get to
Blogging
the
with the.
schedule first?
I have it right here.
I know you.
You wanna do-
I didn't know if you want to get the game or not.
Well, no, I'm gonna bring up the schedule. Then we'll talk about week 1, and then we'll transition more into the schedule. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
so blogging
Right.
with the boys. Shout out to blogging with. I took their graphic. Shout out to them. Go to they provide some good content. I've actually read a couple of their Cowboy articles if you think about it. So week 1, Sunday night football. It is Tampa Bay. It is the Cowboys. A rematch of last year's opening night game, if you think about it. So
Yeah.
Caleb, do you think? Here's the thing. You're banged up on the offensive line, but they have. But here's
You're
the thing
banged up
about
too.
they're banged up too on their offensive line. And we all know when Tom Brady does not have an offensive line and a defensive line that is always attacking, a la the New York Giants in those 2 Super Bowls where they threw like 6 defensive linemen at him. He a little unsettled, if you know what I mean. But you guys have Micah Parsons, Neville Gallimore, Tank Lawrence, Tristan Hill, Sam Williams, um, Oza
Dante,
Adigizua.
Dante Fowler.
See, I said his name.
Yeah.
So like you guys have about 6 to 7 defensive linemen you can throw at them in a depleted offensive line. Could this be a reverse of last year where they beat you, but instead of a high profile firefight like last year, it is a slugfest on the offensive on the defensive side?
Yeah, like I said, I think there's a lot of similarities of where we have our problems. Both offensive lines are banged up. We have both of us. We have a receiver out. We got Michael Gallup. They have Chris Godwin hurt. And Brady hasn't been there. I mean, he hasn't been there for a couple of weeks. He's having all his issues and stuff. Yeah, Hendo said that they have Brady, but I mean, do they have Brady? I mean, is he mentally there? Because he's talking all this shit. Oh, I got shit to deal with and all that stuff in his press conference. So do they got Brady? I don't know. I don't know what Brady they got right now. And then as far as the line, yeah, I mean, like you said, he don't like pressure in the middle. That's where pressure is going to come from, is that middle, because they don't have a good center right now. And he hasn't been there to have the reps with his new center to gain that chemistry with the center, and not only with the center, with the new receivers. I mean, he has 2 new receivers in Russell Gage and Julio Jones, who he hasn't built any chemistry with so far because they just got there. And then so like you said, they're going up against her deepest position, which is that defensive line. With like you just name all those players, and they're gonna have trouble. They're gonna have trouble. We're gonna get after them. We're gonna get a lot of pressure on them. They ain't stopping Parsons. I can tell you that. They have Brady. We got Parsons. I mean, so I think we're gonna be pretty good in that case. And also, yeah, last year Dak was coming off an injury. We didn't know how Dak was gonna be. He was a little hesitant last year to run. He was having to just take off and make decisions like that because I don't know if he knew how his ankle was going to hold up. And I think that's different this year. So if that pressure is going to come with our weak offensive line, at least he'll be able to get out of the pocket and take off and make some plays with his running game. So I think we'll be fine there. Our biggest thing to win this game is going to be Zeke and Pollard. We have to run the ball. We did not do that last year. If we were able to do that last year, we could have won. I mean, we should have won anyways, because I went on that rant last year about a dumbass offensive pass interference that wasn't called, and the fact that we missed that field goal. 2 things: we could have won that game, even with all the
Brett
problems.
Maher or was it Greg Zerline?
It was Greg Zerline.
Okay.
Yeah. So this
How
year,
bad do you have to be for the Cowboys to be like, let's get Brett Maher back?
He was pretty bad. I mean, like I said, that kick, if he makes that kick, we win the game. But I think, like I said, Zeke and Pollard is going to be the key. They got to run the ball. They cannot give up on the run. That's what we did. We got stops. Well, obviously we're facing Vita Vea in the middle.
That mammoth human being.
Yeah. They lost Sue, so maybe that'll help. They still got their two good linebackers, so it's gonna be hard. I'm not saying it's gonna be easy, but we got, even if we don't get the run game going, we got to keep at it. We can't give up on it. We can't get pass happy, because we just don't have the weapons and the receiver core to just to be getting pass happy like that. We have to stick to it, and I think that will win out, because I think our defense will, like I said, our defense will be strong this year, or they will have to carry us through these first few weeks. And if we can rely on that defense to not let Brady go off, the offense has to keep them off the field, to keep the defense fresh enough to be playing at a high level throughout the game. And they got to do their job, and I think they do that by running the ball and keeping them off the field. So yeah, like I said, just rely on the defense, rely on the run game. Like you said, I think it will be different than last year. I think it more be a grinded out game. Not as high scoring. I think I'm thinking about like 24-20 we win. We are at home this time. They're not coming off a Super Bowl like they were. So I think it's a lot of difference, and I just think our defense is being better. I think our secondary.
Y'all should do? I should start Tony Pollard and make him running back one, and I'm not just saying that for fantasy purposes. I am saying it for fantasy purposes. He's on my bench.
I think our secondary has gotten better. If those backups that will contribute play like they did in preseason, like Deron Bland or Israel Kwamu, if they show up, I thought this secondary is going to be really, really good, especially because we already have Trayvon Diggs, Lewis, and Brown out there, and also different safeties than we did last year. We have Hooker and I can't think of his name. Hooker, Curse, and Wilson now.
Okay, who's the Wilson? I know who Curse is. Who's the Wilson? Was the Wilson one of the dudes?
Donovan Wilson. He's the big hitting safety.
He's the what? Albert Wilson?
Donovan Wilson. He's the big hitting safety.
Okay. Yeah. Where's he from?
He's a strong safety. So I think those guys being under Dan Quinn's system for another year, for a second year, you saw the difference between year one, between 2020, we were the historically worst defense in Cowboys history, and to go from that to what Dan Quinn did in 2021, to make them, I think they finished like 12, but they finished first in turnovers. They finished first turnover. The difference, I've never seen that much of a leap from going from just historically bad to pretty good. And just 1 year, and that's the difference Dan Quinn can make. And I think just with another year on top of that, another year in this system with all those guys, how much they improve from in year one, and then how much they can improve from year two, I think we're going to be really good there. So I don't think Brady's going to be Brady like he usually is, and I think we're going to get after him, and I'm very confident that we'll win.
Yeah, more seasoning in the defense, because last year was the first year with him, so the defensive players were still knowing the system. Man, dude, like he's rebuilding Seattle. He's rebuilding it, because if you think about it, Caleb, like all those DBs you named, how many of them are under 6 foot?
Not Jordan Lewis. I think that's the only one.
And he's like what, 5'11"?
Probably.
Say like literally like your smallest corner.
He's a slot. He's a slot.
Yeah, slot corner, like a great man once said. I understand. One of the men that's family said is, shout to the man, lunch break, hot take, shout to Jose. He said size isn't a skill, and he's absolutely correct. But in Dan Quinn's defense, he likes bigger corners and safeties.
He can play to their strengths, at least at the defensive, at least where the size at least matters.
Exactly. Because Cam and Earl were both 6'3". Brent Branner was 6'3". Richard Sherman was 6'3", and you're like, Jesus Christ. I remember once a high school coach once told me, if you're a 6'3" wide receiver, start playing corner, because a 6'3" corner is more special than a 6'3" wide receiver, because a 6'3" wide receiver is a dime a dozen. A 6'3" corner who knows how to backpedal, move his hips, and churn and run, that's someone people want, and that's someone who gets paid. So, if you're 6'3" and you want to be Chad Ochocinco, don't go and try to be Rod Woodson. You know what I mean? Like Mel Blount We know what makes Mel Blount so special, Caleb. He was 6'3" or 6'4", the first corner to be that big. That man would manhandle you, and he was special that way because also too he was like assault you. You know what I mean? Like they had to change the rules so Mel Blount couldn't dominate. Like he would mug you down the field. Rightfully so, Mel. Good for you. You knew the rules and you played to them. Like, dude, he would grab people and like smash their heads in, dude. Like he's like you seen his highlights, right? Dude, his highlights are like completely illegal in today's NFL. Like everything Mel Blount did in his highlights is all illegal now. But he knew the rules and he did it. But yeah, man, he's a great defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen someone like it's very clear he's really good at being a defensive coordinator. Like it's very clear. Like Wade Phillips. It was fine as your head coach, right? He was fine. He was fine. You had one good season.
I don't know about that.
Well, you guys, you know what? He was better than Jason Garrett. Okay.
I don't know about that. I don't really.
So you tell me Jason Garrett was better than Wade Phillips?
I think as a head coach, yeah.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. But he was a better defensive coordinator. The defensive coordinator in Denver, then he was in LA, and he made great defenses. People like some head coaches don't make good head coaches. They're great coordinators, and they should be rehired as coordinators. I mean, like Hugh Jackson. I would hire Hugh Jackson as my offensive coordinator any day. You know what I mean? Well, probably not because he's not a good person. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? But like, yeah, like seriously, like let me like a failed head coach. Failed head coach. Romeo Cornell. I would make that man my defensive coordinator any day, any time of the day. He knows how to coach defense. He knows how to create defensive schemes. As a head coach, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know what I mean? So like, there's that. So I think you guys win like a close game. I think it's like I think 24-20. Yeah, I think 24-20.
That's what I said. 24-20.
Yeah, you're right, Caleb. No, you're right. 24-20. It's gonna be low scoring because they got problems too. You know what I mean? Mike Evans was dinged up. He's not healthy, but Chris Godwin's coming off of an ACL injury.
Yeah, he's not gonna play.
He's not even playing. I don't think he's gonna be playing.
I don't think he's gonna
Julio
play.
Jones, he hasn't been healthy in like 2.5 years. So I don't know. You have Leonard Fournette, Rashard White, and Giovanni Bernard.
Leonard Fournette.
Yes, allegedly. Yeah. Well, Ryan Jensen's injured. I think Tristan Wirfs is injured. They lost Ali Marpet, and then they lost Alex Kappa. Shout out to Ryan Christensen. He says, "Hey guys, Ferris will be 0-1 after week 1 of our fantasy league. Let's go." Yes, I'll be facing 4 downs, not 3 in week 1. Shout out to the Atlanta A&T Panthers. We're gonna win, Ryan. You best believe it, Ryan. We're gonna win. So there's that. So they've lost a couple of offensive line pieces. Their defense is still the same. Still the same. Like no one's left. And you know what? Joe Tryon Shinoskoiki. Yeah. So yeah. I do believe Todd Bowles can coach. That's true. But you know what I mean? Coaching is one thing, but if you ain't got the people, you kind of handicapped. I think it's gonna be a really close matchup. I think it's gonna be really close. You know what? It may even be 2017. It could be 2017. You know what I mean? Because both offenses still have some firepower, but I think the defenses will take a stronghold of this game. Yeah. Both defenses too. I'm not saying that Tampa Bay's defense is going to get run out by Dallas. You know what? It could be 2017 Tampa Bay if Tampa Bay's defense stops Dallas. Because on Dallas' side, y'all only have CeeDee Lamb and Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard and Dalton Schultz. So you have those 4, the 2 pass catching options and the 2 running backs. Your receiver 2 is who? Jalen Tolbert? Dennis Houston? I don't know. Caleb? Is Caleb frozen or am I frozen? Who's frozen? Can someone tell me? I don't know who's frozen. Caleb was frozen. Oh, Caleb was frozen? Okay. Yeah, so Caleb will be right back. I thought I was frozen, so I left. But yeah, I think the Cowboys can make this a match because last year's game was close. It wasn't like the Cowboys got blown out last year. Yeah, Caleb was thinking really hard. He was, in the noggin. So there's that. It was a close game. It was a close game last year. Why couldn't it be a close game this year? I just think it reverses because I think the Cowboys defense and Tampa Bay's defense are slightly better than their offenses right now because of injuries on both sides of the ball. And I agree with you. Todd Bowles can coach, but you know what I mean? But players play, coaches coach. If it's, you know what I mean? People talk about like the X's and the O's, and that's cool and all. But if you ain't got no Jimmys and the Joes, your X's and O's mean nothing. They mean nothing. They mean nothing to me. You can draw up the greatest scheme in the book. If you don't have the players to execute it, your scheme means nothing. Like the reason the West Coast offense was really good is the players in that system made it look really good. They were always wide open. That's true. But, Jerry Rice still has to catch the ball. Dallas Clark still has to catch the ball. Roger Craig still needs to run the ball and catch the ball. Joe Montana still needs to throw the ball and complete passes to make the offense go. But, so yeah, like a scheme is a scheme, but a player, you need the players. You need the players. Okay. All right. So give me one moment where I set, get Caleb. Caleb's coming back in 1 minute. All right. So before Caleb gets back here, let's talk a little New York Giants. Let's talk about the schedule. Week 1, we're against Tennessee and Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry. So the main thing for week 1 for the New York Giants is pretty simple. You stop number 2. You stop him. That's it. Ryan Tannehill will stop himself. You stop Derrick Henry, and that's it. You slay the king, is what it is. You slay the I don't care. You put 9 people in the box. The only people in coverage should be the corners and the safeties. So you put 9. You put 8 in the box. You put 8 in the box. Have the 4 safeties. You know what I mean? And you stop him. You stop him. He's back. Caleb's back. Caleb, talk Cowboys. More about how you think you can beat the Tampa Bay Bucks because I gotta fix something. Go, continue.
Okay. Yeah, I think the most important part, we keep the run game going. We have to stop the run. I think they didn't really run the ball on us too much last time. It's basically just a passing fest all last game. I think it'd be different if we can stop their run. Like I said, I don't know how good of shape Leonard Fournette is in. But if we can stop him, that I think that'll make the difference. We just need to keep him from running all over us. And I don't think Brady will go off on us. I don't think he'll be able to go off. I think we'll be getting too much pressure on him for him to go off on us. So yeah, that's why I really believe we can do that because I really do believe in our defense. So I don't see any reason why we can't win this game. They are favored, but we're at home. Like we're at home this time.
Yes, you are at home.
So I don't really get that spread, but I think
spread
we
is
win.
What, 7?
No, 7. What do you mean 7?
I don't know. Is that the line? Explain.
No, 7. You think we're gonna? No, it's like 1.5.
And you're mad about 1.5?
7? You said 7.
I don't understand the betting stuff. You sounded
7
disgusted.
is a huge spread.
I know it's a huge spread. You sounded disgusted, so I went the highest spread that I know.
That we're at home and we're not favored.
You're not favored?
You should be.
Okay, so you should be favored. You should be favored at 1.5.
Yeah, at least, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we
all right.
Field goal. We just get the field goal for being a home field, but
yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, we actually have a Streamlab. That's why I went to go fix my camera. We have a Streamlab. Shout out to Shug. Shug Knight says, "What up, Ferris and Caleb? NFL season starts this week. How excited are you? Good luck to both of you and your teams this season. Right now, who are your Super Bowl picks? Ferris, hopefully the Giants don't play like Oregon this week. Much love." Do you really have to add that last part? Really, man? Man, don't get me started on college football. Started this week. I'm very upset. I've been very upset the entire time. I was so upset. Me and Brodney argued about I shouldn't be upset. You know what I mean? Yes, Brandon, you play to win the game. Exactly. You play to win the game. Am I right, Herm Edwards? You play to win the game?
Hello? You play to win the game.
Yes, thank you, Herm. So, Caleb, the question, who are your Super Bowl picks?
I've been high on the Broncos. If you watched my bet in the NFL last week, you already know who my Super Bowl pick was. Yeah, my money was on Denver Broncos. I really like Russell Wilson. Signed that brand new
Broncos, Cowboys.
contract. I really believe in him. I think he's gonna do. Yeah.
Broncos, Cowboys.
I think he's gonna do great things. So they were my pick.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go with. Shoot, damn, who do I go with?
Get all off season. Think about this.
I know, but like, damn. You know what? Let's go Tampa Bay. Versus. Tampa Bay versus. Shoot. Tampa Bay. No. Rams. I forgot the Rams existed. Rams versus Bills. Rams Bills.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the Bills too. I think they're probably the
Bills.
best team in the league right now. But yeah, the favorite usually doesn't win the Super Bowl, and they are the favorite to win the Super Bowl. And that usually doesn't happen. So that's the only reason that I'm hesitant to take the Bills. Otherwise, I probably would.
Yeah. I'll go Bills Rams, because here's the thing. They're transitioning to Gabe Davis instead of Emmanuel Sanders. Gabe Davis. I like Gabe Davis. I like Gabe Davis a lot. Him and Stephon Diggs, the 1-2. The only weakness about the Bills, literally the only weakness, is their running back. It's Devin Singletary and James Cook. Can James Cook take Devin Singletary's job? Probably, because it's pretty clear that Devin he's a smaller running back, but you were never scared of their running game. They seemed a little too one-dimensional for me. That's the one thing I'm scared of about the Bills. But Bills Rams. Ravens online on Gatekeeper says wrong B. It should have been Baltimore. We all know. Hey man, Lamar Jackson may not even play. You don't even know. He may not even play.
I don't know about that. I mean,
Bills Rams.
I like them to win a lot of games, just not for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Bills Rams. All right, now Caleb, let's talk about it. We were talking about week 1. Let's talk about the rest of your season, right? Give me a quick summary of each week. So here's a scenario. It's the exact same team from week 1 and every single week. No, injuries haven't happened. Like it's this current team. Each week, could they win these games? Okay, because throughout the season,
well, I hope it's not this current team. I hope I want to get Michael Gallup. I don't think it because we will get like Michael Gallup back and.
Okay. All right. Let's set some parameters. Let's set some parameters for this team. Okay. It's fully healthy teams. It's like fully healthy, both teams fully healthy, and Michael Gallup is your number 2 wide receiver. All right. These are the parameters of the schedule predictions, right? Because in real life, each week kind of changes. Let's say like in week 4, Dak's injured and he can't play. You're not going to win that week. It's like not happening. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Cooper Rush may have won that game in Minnesota, but y'all not going to win. If like Dak Prescott was like injured at week 4, which is week 4 against Washington, Washington may beat you. You know what I mean? Or, you may be Washington. I don't know. Well, like, let's do week 5. If like Dak couldn't play week 5.
Yeah, we're going to lose that game.
Yeah, if Dak doesn't play, but right now the parameters of the schedule predictions is both teams are fully healthy. You got Michael Gallup at number 2. All right. So let's break it down week by week. You already talked about week 1. You think you're gonna win 24-20. Week 2. Shout out to Blogging with the Boys, by the way. I took the graphic from Blogging with the Boys. They create some good content, so make sure to go, visit their stuff. Bengals, do you realistically think you beat the Cincinnati Bengals this year?
Yeah, we're at home. I'm not very high on the Bengals this year. I don't even think they're going to win the division. I think they got a good run. They had some luck on their side last season. But honestly, they were kind of up and down a lot. They lost to a lot of bad teams last season. I'm just not too hard on them. I'm sure they got a lot of good talent, and I know they do. I think we can stop it. I think we can stop their offense, so at least slow down, and I think we get the win.
Mm-hmm. All right. Week 3, you're gonna lose. We can move on.
You're not gonna. No, we're gonna stomp on Monday night. On Monday night.
That Monday night stream is gonna be crazy because we gonna win.
You are not gonna win. You guys, we're gonna kick y'all's
Hey,
ass.
hey, you want to put a bet on it?
I
Put a
mean,
bet
no,
on it.
because I have no money.
You got money? Now that's not even money. Something else. Something else. With something else. Do something else. Like, like I have to you know, say something or like something. I got to do something cowboy related or something. Like you got to do something giant related or something. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
we'll
it's
think
time
about it.
related.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
for sure, we'll do
uh,
that.
all right. So week 4, you're against the Washington Commanders. This team currently could they beat the Washington Commanders fully healthy?
We're not. I can go. I can tell you right now, we're not losing that game. We already swept. They swept the division last season. We're gonna do it again.
All right. So every division week you're winning regardless.
Yeah, yeah,
With the current parameters we've set, you're sweeping them.
yeah,
All right. So
yeah.
basically you're gonna be 4-0.
Four
So you're
nothing.
4-0
Yeah.
going to week 5.
At
Do you
Rams
go
in LA,
Rams in
we're
LA?
losing. We're
You're
losing.
are you thinking you're gonna win?
We're losing. We're
You're
losing
losing
at
in
the
Rams.
Rams.
Why do
And
you
then
why do you think that's when like the streak
I
stops?
mean, they're one of the best teams in the NFC. We struggle a lot against. Obviously, we saw last season we struggle against the good teams in league, especially on the road. Um, yeah, I just don't see it. I just
Yeah.
don't see us winning there.
Aaron Donald. Allen. Here's the thing. You know what? Addition the Rams did that no one really talks about, because of Cooper Cup. Their second wide receiver is the number 1 wide receiver on any other team. They have Allen Robinson the second. He's a number 1 on any other team. Like literally, dude. Like he's a number 1 like he's literally like he's a number 1 and he's their number 2 wide receiver. That's crazy. That's nonsense, right? So then week 6 you're winning because you said you're gonna sweep the division. So you're 5-1
Yeah,
right now. You're 5-1. Week 7 against the Detroit Lions. You win
yeah,
in
we
that
ain't losing
game.
to the Lions. Not at
You're
home.
not losing to the Lions. You're
We're not
winning.
losing. Hell no.
So
Hell
okay,
no. We ain't losing
all
to the
right.
Lions.
Why do you think the Lions don't pose any threat to you or the
Lions are going to
Cowboys?
get be better, but they're not going to be close to our team. So
Hmm.
it's just they're not better than us.
Yeah. Where do you think Michael
And we
Gallup
and
comes
like I
back in
said,
real life?
we beat the average to lower teams in the league. So we're going to be that's just one of them.
Well, you didn't. You lost to the Denver Broncos last year, 34-10. You heard me, Kill?
What's that? I didn't hear.
You lost to
No.
You lost to the Broncos last year, 34-10, with Teddy Bridgewater as a quarterback. You guys have one. You
Well,
guys
that
have
was a
one of those.
weird week. That
How
was a
is that
weird
a
week.
weird week?
That was
How
a
is that a
weird
weird
week.
week?
It
You
was
guys
a
always
weird week.
have one of those weeks. You
It
guys
was a
always
weird week.
have one of those weeks where you all
Yeah, we're gonna
lose to
have.
a
I'm
team.
gonna. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm gonna tell you. It's gonna come up. Keep
Oh,
going, and we'll get there.
you have that week. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. All right. So right now through week 7, you're 6-1 is what you're saying. You're 6-1. Realistically, Caleb, which week in Michael Gallup's returning in real life? Which week?
You're kind of breaking up for me. I don't know if
Oh,
I'm breaking up or you're breaking up.
no, you're the one freezing. You're the one freezing, unfortunately. Can you hear me now, Caleb?
Okay.
All right. So
Yeah.
I said
Yeah. So you
which
got
week
the Bears.
realistically? The Bears. That's when he comes back. Caleb.
Who?
So Michael
What did you
Gallup in
say?
real life. Michael Gallup in real life. What week
Oh,
do you
Michael
think he
Gallup
shows up?
probably back. Probably Monday night against the Giants.
So week 3 is when you guys will probably get Michael Gallup back. Okay, got you. All right. So through 8 weeks,
Yeah.
you're saying you're 7-1. You're 7-1 going into the bye week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So week 10 against the Packers. Packers
Yep.
win or you win?
Yeah. Packers win.
Packers win. Why?
Packers win.
Why do you think the Packers are better than you this week?
We
Just
always, we
because of
always
Aaron
have
Rodgers?
trouble in Lambeau Field.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers, we have trouble in Lambeau Field. He always gets us. He always gets us. I don't know how he does it, but he gets us, and I don't think that week will be any different. But yeah, we'll go to against the Vikings. Against the Vikings, week 11. We're gonna win that game. Kirk Cousins, not good. Not better than us. I don't really see a very good season for the Vikings. So we're gonna beat them, even though it's on the road. They're gonna bounce back from the Packers loss, and we'll take it out on the Vikings, and we'll kick their ass. And of course, like I said, Giants. The division just got nothing going for it. So we're gonna just dominate the division. We're gonna win that game. And this is where I said it's gonna be the weird week. Week 13 against the Colts. We are at home, but we're gonna lose this one. We're gonna lose this one because their coach, their head coach, Matt Eberflus, used to be with the Cowboys. He used to be defensive, our linebackers coach.
Wait.
I mean,
no, Caleb. Colts.
Yeah.
You talking about the Colts, right?
Yeah.
Their head coach is Frank Reich. Matt Eberflus is in Chicago.
Oh, in Chicago, that's what it was.
Yeah, so y'all beat Eberflus week 8.
Yeah, week 8. That's right. That's what I was talking about. And week 8, he beat us. Again when we were against the Colts. Yeah, my bad. I got that switched around. Yeah. He was with the Colts.
Yeah, he was their defensive coordinator. You're correct.
Yeah.
So do y'all lose?
Yeah, my
week
bad.
8?
I got that switched around.
Yeah. Do you lose week 8?
That was the weird one.
Week 8.
No, I still think we beat the Bears, but we're gonna have trouble against the Bears. But this still is gonna be the weird one. We're just I don't know. We're just gonna come out. We're just gonna be ready after kicking the Giants' ass, and we're gonna be overconfident. We're gonna lose this one.
Yeah, just you didn't need to add that part. I don't know why you had to add that part. You just be like, we're gonna be overconfident. We're gonna lose. I guess Houston, Lovie Smith's team, your team. Does Houston have any shot of beating you? So technically, Caleb, right now you are through. So like that's 7-1, and then 7-2, 8-2, 9-2, 9-4. So right now you're 9-4 going into week 14.
Oh, we'll be 9-3.
No. You lost to the Packers.
Yeah, Packers, Colts, and Rams.
Yeah, 9-3. Yeah, wait, victory. So
yeah.
So through 8, you're 7-1. Then you're 7-2, 8-2, 9-2. Yeah, 9-3. You're 9-3 going to week 14.
Yeah.
You're taking the Texans out.
Yeah, we're beating the Texans. They're not very good.
All right. So basically, like week 14, 15, and 16, you're going undefeated.
No. Against the Jaguars, we'll beat them. We're gonna have a win against the Eagles, and week 17 at the Titans. That's where we get to take our final loss. And we'll finish out the year 13-4.
13-4. That's the record. 13-4. That's the record you're predicting. 13-4. If everything goes right, everyone's fully healthy, no one's injured, and the week is just like the season is completely.
I mean, if everything goes right, we'll be 17-0.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that means the other team is also like injured and stuff. But so yeah. So 13-4 is the record you've said about yourself. What's the over under on them anyway?
Like 10 or something.
So you're taking the over. Got you.
I think it's so
you're taking the over. Yeah. All right, now guys, we talked about those Cowboys, those boys in white and sometimes blue. But let's talk about the boys in blue, big blue, Lawrence Taylor.
Hey, baby, let's go out there like a bunch of crazy dogs and have some fun.
Yep. Well, this season's not going to be very fun, Lawrence Taylor. It's not going to be very fun. I'm going to be very sad. Week 1, we're against the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans did lose one of their premier pass rushers in Harold Landry, but they still have Jarrell. I don't think they have Jarrell Casey anymore. Do they still have Jarrell Casey? Let me double check. Or is that man retired? Hope that man's retired. Let me double check with Jarrell Casey, because I know they have Jeffrey Simmons. Thank God Jarrell Casey. They have Jeffrey Simmons. They have Rashawn Evans. And they have Kevin Byard. They have some goons on the defensive side of the ball. And our offense is, I don't know what it's going to be. I think it's going to be a defensive slug match, because I think our defense is going to be the first part of the year is our defense is going to be fully better than our offense, because our offense, you know, like the more I talk about Wink Martindale with the Ravens people I know, it's more like, with him, it's like it's read and react. It's kind of like just like play with your hair on fire, just like become a heat seeking missile and try to hit something wherever you see something, basically. Um, and our offense is a lot of like, like route concepts and feeling each other out on timing. Brian Dayball is not calling the plays. It's going to be Mike Kafka. He's going to be calling the plays. So there's that. Um, yeah, so I think, you know what? I think we start off positive. We win against the Titans because I feel like we're gonna.
Really?
Yes, we start 1-0. That's the only bias, because I think we're gonna focus on number two because that's who we need to focus on. Number two, because Robert Woods is still injured. We don't know when he's gonna be ready. Nick Westbrook Ikani is gonna be the receiver one. Then you have Traylon Burks, who is their star, receiver they drafted, right? And but he's still feeling out the NFL, right? So I don't think he's gonna be fully ready week one. Probably, week 3 or 4, Traylon will finally figure it out, maybe. But I think the Giants win week one solely based on defensive purposes, just the defense. Because I remember last year we beat the Seattle Seahawks solely on defense, and it was a slug match, right? And I think with the Tennessee Titans, I think we beat them. We beat them 17-14. 17-14. That's what we beat them. 17-14. But that's the only thing I'm sure of. Because I feel like we're gonna put all our eggs in one basket, and that basket is the King Henry basket to stop it. We stopped number 2 in King Henry. You stop Tennessee. That's what happened. That's what happened with Cincinnati last year against Cincinnati. The Titans got stopped, and Derrick Henry couldn't do nothing because he's coming off that ACL, right? And they kind of just been like, they basically said, "Hey, Ryan Tannehill, beat us. We dare you. We dare you to beat us." And finally, someone challenged Tennessee, saying that just stop Derrick Henry. I don't care what Ryan Tannehill does. You stop Derrick Henry. And what happened was Ryan Tannehill lost Tennessee the game. Tennessee should have beaten Cincinnati. You don't sack a quarterback 9 times and lose that game.
Yeah.
You just don't. Only if your quarterback loses the game for you. And he did. He lost the game for them because Cincinnati was basically like, stop the run game. Stop the run game. Deontay Foreman, Derrick Henry, whoever. You stop it and you make Ryan Tannehill play quarterback. And that's what we need to do. We need to make him play quarterback and we stop him. So that's it. We stop him.
Yeah.
But let's look right here. Let's look.
Hold on. I didn't say this. I didn't say my take.
Well, say your piece. Say your piece.
Y'all are not gonna win. Like, this is hilarious that you actually think you're gonna win this game.
I think it's hilarious that you find it hilarious.
I mean, I just don't see it, man. I mean, do you really think Daniel Jones is gonna do anything in this game?
Yeah, why not?
Just make the right choice. He's not good.
So what the hell is Ryan Tannehill then?
He's decent.
You're not in that playoff game.
Not in that playoff game. I agree. But it's not the playoffs. It's the regular season.
Yeah, but you know what? The euphoria of week one with a new quarterback,
different,
a new refreshed sense of.
I mean, you guys, you guys got to benefit.
Benefit of what? Caleb's frozen again. He's freezing up on me. Caleb, what'd you say? The benefit of what, Caleb? The benefit of what? You said the benefit. Can you hear me?
Benefit the hair Landry is out. That'll help. But other than that, I mean, you guys are not stopping Derrick Henry. He's gonna run all over you. I mean, he's back. He's healthy. I mean, you can get a pass rush on Tannehill. I do agree with that. You'll get a pass rush on him, but that's not where their strength is. Their strength is on the run game, and you just got you got nothing for that.
I think we do. I think we with Winks. Well, Winks, multitude of blitzes, and you know what? I have no idea. I have no idea.
Yeah, no.
I think we win.
Don't.
I think we win.
You don't have anything for it.
I think
No,
we win.
no,
I think we win.
you need them because your secondary is gonna.
Gab, you're frozen, man. You're frozen again. You're freezing up on me. Just do the show like this, Caleb. Just do this.
Yeah.
All right. All
I
right.
have to do it like this because it's not working.
Yeah. All right. I know, but we have a multitude of linebackers. I know that the little bit of news that I forgot to mention is this week we did cut Blake Martinez and we signed Marcus Johnson. But people are like, oh, why'd you give rid of Blake Martinez? He doesn't fit Wink's defense. Wink likes athletic linebackers who can move in space left to right. Blake Martinez is a tackling machine who goes north and south, right? He's a perfect 4-3 linebacker or a 3-4 inside linebacker. But with Wink's defense, he likes to send linebackers on pressures, and Blake Martinez really isn't a blitz Blake Martinez. You don't blitz Blake Martinez. You let him play linebacker and you let him just flow. And you kind of just let him flow. You got it. Yeah, you got it. So like with Blake Martinez, that's how he is. That's how he is basically. But he's not so that's why we cut him, because he doesn't fit the blitzing scheme of Wink Martindale's thing. Like Tay Crowder, Micah McFadden, Austin Salerno, Salatro. So those linebackers, are the Aziz, Kayvon Thibodeau, the edge players. But the linebackers, like Tay, Micah McFadden, like those players fit because they're athletic. They go side to side very well. But Blake Martinez is north and south. That's what he is. North and south. He doesn't do anything else but north and south because that's the way he's played linebacker most of his career. He goes north and south. He flows to the ball and he keeps it moving. All right, we actually haven't gotten a depth chart yet. That's wild. No depth chart. I thought I would get a depth chart. But okay, fine. It's fine. I was trying to see what linebackers are they going to start, but I guess I don't know. So yeah, that's why we cut him. Is that gonna not? If I'm optimistic that the players will come out firing, trying to prove that they got some juice in them. I think Tennessee has their own QB stuff they need to worry about, because there's gonna be an entire people gonna be put in Malik Willis, take out Ryan Tannehill. So Ryan Tannehill, I think, is gonna play with a little pressure, and I think that pressure is gonna crush him because he doesn't fit well with the pressure. So I gotta say, that's why the Giants will beat the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Well, you know what? We can agree to disagree. We can just agree that you're wrong, and shut up. Right? If we win week 1, I'm laughing in your face.
By the way, I didn't even get your record on us. Well, what do you think we're gonna do?
I'll tell you right now. I think you guys do beat Tampa Bay. I think you guys lose to Cincinnati though.
Okay.
So I think you're I think you're through the first. I think the first 4 you're 2-2.
2-2.
2-2.
Okay.
Then you're gonna be 2-3, 3-3.
Okay.
So you're 3-3 through 6, but you're gonna be 5-3 going into your bye week.
All right.
That's personally my thing. Yeah. So you lose to Green Bay, so you're 5-4, in my opinion. I think you guys beat Minnesota because I don't trust Kirk Cousins. So you're 6-4. Right. You guys beat us again, so you're 6-5, 7-4. I think you do. I think you do lose to Indianapolis, so you're 7-5. I do agree with that.
Okay.
Houston, you're gonna be 8-5. Jacksonville, 9-5. Then 10-5, and then Tennessee, you're 11-5. You're gonna be 12-5. I think you're gonna be 12-5.
So same as last year.
Yeah, but you basically last year, exactly like last year. You'll be 12-5. You'll be 12-5. My opinion.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. So the rest of the Giants, we also signed Marcus Johnson today, another receiver. I don't know what the hell they're doing with the receiver room. I'm very confused. He did work with our receivers coach in his other 2 spots in the NFL, But in receiver, I know one thing about our receiver room. One distinct thing. Kadarius Toney is option number 1. That's the only thing I know. I know nothing what's going to happen with Kenny Galladay. I don't know what they're doing with Darius Slayton. I don't know. Are they going to cut him? Are they going to trade him? Are they going to keep him? I don't know. I don't know what the hell is going to be with Wan'Dale Robinson. Are they going to make him play receiver? Are they going to make him play receiver? Or are they going to do like little gadget plays like pitch tosses and like orbits? Like, I don't know what they're going to do with him. They kept David Sills. So Sills' army is alive and well. Yeah, I don't know. Richie James is our kick returner or punt returner, one of our returners. That's why we kept him over Alex Bachman. So they preferred, basically like it was either gonna be Richie James and Bachman or Richie James and Sills, because it was definitely gonna be Colin Johnson. He was definitely gonna make the team. So I have no idea what they're gonna do. So Marcus Johnson now is in the room, and apparently he signed the max veteran deal for a practice squad. So I guess they'll see how it works. So that's pretty much all the news that's happened. It's been a quiet week. Like, the biggest news was Russell Wilson getting his deal, but that was a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Now it's not really news. It got really quiet before the beginning of the season. And now week 1, it's all about the ramp up. We're ramping up to Thursday, and then we're going to get ready for Sunday. You know what I mean? Well, actually, with Football Maniacs, Saturday and Sunday, because Saturday is week 2 of college football season. By the way, today is the Labor Day kickoff, Chick-fil-A kickoff, Clemson, Georgia Tech at 5. Y'all should go watch it. But overall, that's it. So yeah. So now let's go into the record. We're going a little over, so I'll go quick. I
mean, we have a little time. I mean, not too much.
Yeah.
We can take our time.
I think we beat Tennessee, right?
Okay.
And I do think we beat Carolina, though, because we beat Carolina last year. Okay. I think we start 2-0. I think we start 2-0. Yeah, we do. I think we start 2-0.
Oh, wow.
But we lose to Dallas on Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
But here's where it gets tricky. Chicago week 4. Chicago isn't as good as people think they are. They have no offensive line. Justin Fields has no wide receivers. They have David Montgomery. And on their defense, who are you scared? They got rid of Khalil Mack because they didn't want to pay him anymore. It wasn't like Khalil Mack was bad. Khalil Mack's like the 3rd best defensive player in the league, and that no one talks about anymore because he played on Chicago, and they weren't very good. You know what I mean? So Khalil Mack still got the juice. But who else? Akeem Hicks, Leonard Floyd's gone. He's in LA. Eddie Jackson. I think we're 3-1 through 4 weeks, Caleb. I think we're 3-1 through 4 weeks. Yes.
Wow.
But we lose the next 2 games against Green Bay and Baltimore. So we're 3-3. We're gonna be 3-3. Going to Jacksonville. And I don't think Jacksonville's all that better than us, though. That's the thing. Are Jacksonville and Seattle that much better than us? No.
Nope.
Absolutely not. We may struggle with Jacksonville, but I think we win those next 2 games. Next 2 games. So right now we're 5-3. We're 5-3. All right, we're 5-3.
Uh-huh.
But I think we lose against Dallas and Detroit. So we're 5-4 right now. But are we gonna be 6-4 or 5-5? That's the thing with Houston. I don't know what to do with Houston. You know what I mean? Like, what's about Houston? I personally think we beat Houston. They're not that much better than us.
Oh.
They're not much better than us. Like, let's be real. We're like, so we start 2-0. We lose to you. We're 3-1. We beat Chicago. We're 2-1. We're 3-1 through 4. We're 3-1 through 4, and then we're 3-3, and then we are 5-3, and then we're 6-3, and then we lose 2. We're 6-5. We're 6-5. We're 6-5. We're 6-5 right now, right? And now this is where the divisional schedule comes around. You know,
Yeah.
I think we always seemed some way to find a lose to Washington. So we're gonna split the Washington series. So I think we lose to Washington on the road. So we beat Washington at home, right? So we're 7-4. But we lose to Philly, so 7-5. Then we lose to Washington, 7-6. And I think Minnesota beats us, so we're 7-7, right? And then we lose the next 2 weeks. We're 7-9. Wait, that makes no sense. Why are we 7-9?
I don't know. You missed a game.
Did I miss a game?
Should be 7-10.
Yeah, it should be 7-10. So wait, time out. Okay, Tennessee we win. Carolina we win. So we're 2-0. 2-0. I think we're 2-0. We lose to Detroit. We lose to Dallas. We're 2-1. We beat Chicago. We're 3-1. We lose to Green Bay and Baltimore. That's 3-3, right? What the hell is that sound, Caleb?
I don't. That's your mic.
It's not my mic.
It's not me. I'm making any noise.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what that is, but it is what it is.
Your mic is cracking. That's what it sounds like.
What? How?
I don't know. That just sounds that way. Every time you talk, it starts cracking.
Really? That's weird.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so what am I missing? What am I missing?
We're having all bunch of technical issues this episode.
Yeah, we are. We are. But not. But I think I messed up the schedule.
Well, I'll do mine. So then you might have to catch up.
Okay, go.
Okay. So, I got Tennessee. You're losing. Panthers. You're losing. I had to bring it up. Why don't you take it off? Okay. Yeah. Titans. You're losing. Panthers. You're losing. Cowboys. You're losing. Starting 0-3. Get your first win against the Bears. This Bears gonna be terrible. Losing against Packers. Losing against the Ravens. You'll beat the Jags. You'll beat the Seahawks. You're gonna feel good about yourself. You know, after your BB. Well, that's 3 wins. It's 3-5. Then you lose against us. You lose against the Lions. You beat the Texans. But then you split with Washington. So that's let's see. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Split with Philly, 6. And you'll probably split the Vikings and Colts game to get 7. So yeah, I have 7-10 as well.
So we agree. I get 7 wins.
Yeah, 7 wins. That's what I said during our betting. I said you guys got 7 wins.
All right, there it is. 7 wins. Let's get out of here so I can fix this mic. All right, this is starting to piss me off. All right, Kev, where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me at NFLKL22 on is.
Or did I freeze? Because I don't hear my thing crackling anymore. I don't hear no crackle. So it was Caleb. Mine wasn't crackling. See, mine wasn't crackling. See, y'all don't hear no crackle, right? See, no crackle whatsoever. So it was Caleb's fault. See, again, Caleb blaming me for his mistakes. All right, guys. So what Caleb's gonna say is you can find him at NFL Caleb 22 on Instagram and Twitter. You can find his betting articles. Yeah, you know what, Mr. Yeah, he was blaming my mic when he left and there was no more crackle. It's your fault.
Yeah, it's Ferris's mic.
No, it wasn't my mic.
He said at Ferris's mic.
No, not anymore. When you left, there was no more crackle. So it was your fault.
Well, yours was crackling. It was still your mic.
Just, where can people find you in your betting articles?
At Let's Get Ready Network .com. Yeah, betting the NFL on Thursdays all through this football season with Derek, also known as D Weezy. So yeah, go check all that out. And we're doing Game of Thrones reviews after House of Dragon airs every Sunday, except for this Sunday, which will probably be on Monday because the Cowboys play.
All right, guys, you can find me at Ferris Muthana on Twitter. You can find me here every Monday, 3 o'clock. Also the rally's going on because the U.S. Open's going on. So it's gonna be me, Adelia, and Dagan. We're doing that. I'll be on, a smattering of episodes. Just whenever I'm free, I'm gonna do them. So there's that. Yeah, pretty much that. I may join one of the, the reviews, the Game of Thrones reviews one day, maybe. I don't know, maybe not. We'll see. So yeah, actually we did have an episode before this at 1:30. It was Books of Wrestling. They recapped all out. So go watch them with Dagan and Soda. But yeah, we'll join the Patreon. Pretty much at patreon.com/LGR Network. Patreon has a lot of great perks if you think about it. Like I keep thinking like, oh, am I saying that just because it's my Patreon or like the Patreon I helped create? Like, nah. Like this is some good stuff on this Patreon. You watching first time watches with Ferris, you the unadulterated, uncut version of me watching films for the first time. We had game night for the first time last week on Saturday. You join the Discord where we literally talk all day, every day. It's it's a lot of bang for your buck. The fantasy league is starting this week. First week of our fantasy league. Last week we had our long 3-hour stream of our draft. We played the jingle. We had all the bells and whistles. So, go watch that video. It was pretty funny. I loved how, it's funny seeing people try to trash talk who can't really trash talk. It's fun. It's really fun. I just laughed. I just kept laughing at Chris, Josh, and Ryan, Greg, because they can't really talk smack. They're really bad at it. But yeah, on that note, so every week I'm have the LGR fantasy, the LGR fantasy roundup of our league. Every week I'm gonna invite the highest scoring team on to interview them. And highlight a game of the week, like week 1, the game I'm highlighting, Caleb, for week 1 in our LGR fantasy league. Adelia versus Justin. Nebraska Sky versus the Endor Wookie Nookies.
Mr. J has a question.
Hey, Mr. J, what's up?
Let's know.
No, not adult films, Jay. Not adult films. I said unadulterated, uncut reaction of me watching a film for the first time ever. You watch it with me. We have fun. We drink.
It sounds like there's interest in you doing watching along adult films. Though.
Absolutely not. All right, we're not doing this. Adelia will kill me, and I'm not trying to die. All right. On that note, have a wonderful night. Stay safe.